Yo, welcome. This is Effect Ideas for Edits Part 8. I appreciate all the love. This series has accumulated over 1 million viewers. You guys keep on asking for them, so here I am. In this video, I will show you 8 effects that make your edits look expensive. I will also be giving out my personal preset for one of these, so you definitely want to stay to the end. Yo, not gonna lie, I feel like I haven't been myself these past few videos. I've been a little bit too professional, but I think it's time for me to come back to my roots and come back to who I truly am. The GOAT. Anyways, effect number 1, we got raise. Now this is an effect that I've used many times, and it makes my edits look so expensive and just clean. I feel like I'm kind of known for this effect. I'm sure if you've seen one of my videos, you've probably seen this before, so yeah. Okay, so for this effect, you're obviously gonna need something, so let's just add some text. Let's center this real quick, make it bigger, actually smaller, and now we go to effects and presets and type in raise. Okay, so we're gonna have 2 options, edge raise and raise, which, by the way, actually, a little disclaimer, you do need a plugin called Sapphire for this. Now, if you don't have Sapphire, it's okay, you just won't get it. What? No, I'm just playing, but bro, there's more effects coming up. Okay, so for the people that do have Sapphire, this is a great effect. So for this example, I'm just gonna use s_raise, and as you can see, we get this, which looks kind of trash. So we actually have to increase the raise length right here, and look at this. Now that's obviously a little bit too much, so you're gonna want to bring the brightness slightly down, and look at that. And so if you move the text, look at this, it would actually like move with you. Why is it so laggy? Oh my god. You can also change the color, but I would not change it. If I were you, I would just change whatever this is. So let's change the color of the text to red, and as you can see, the raise also changed with it. Now you can use this effect for literally anything. Here's a bunch of examples where I've used it. So yeah, visually it looks pretty cool. Okay, so I lied, there is, I guess, a free version which is called CC Light Burst 2.5. Duplicate your layer and put the effect on the bottom layer, increase ray length, lower intensity, and there you have it. Effect number 2, we got fill. No, not fill, fill. This effect right here is completely free, or like it comes with After Effects, but you're gonna have to go to layer, new, solid, and technically this right here is like a fill in a way. So if I press OK, you get this white or black, whatever your default is, and if we add fill to this, it makes it red. But like basically you can change it to whatever color you want. Now you're probably like, why is this a cool effect? Well, the whole Apple style UI type of thing is getting pretty popular now. So yes, nowadays being simple equals more expensive. So by just having a color white and some text on here, it looks clean. You can't tell me that looks clean, because nowadays everybody's just trying to spam effects everywhere. Even with my effect ideas, I feel like sometimes people overdo it, and sometimes simple is better. For example, you can just have a black text with a white background and it looks so clean. Let's type Apple. Now it looks like $1,000. Tell me otherwise. So you may ask, okay, so why add fill? Why not just make a solid and then just change the color to whatever you want? Well, because once you make a solid, you can't change the color again, I think. Let me see, I might be wrong. But yeah, I stay corrected. And so the only way to change the background is to add the effect fill, and now you can change the color to whatever you want. It's one of my most used effects that when I built Prime tools, I actually made it built into the solid. So instead of going to layer, new, solid, clicking a color, pressing okay, and then later wanting to change this and then adding fill and then changing it to the color that you want, instead I just click solid and boom, it comes with fill already. Anyways, I think you get the point. Fill is just tough. Effect number 3 is for color gradient. Now peep this. Okay, you can't see nothing. Instagram. I spelled that wrong. So we got the text Instagram. You see this right here? This can be created with 4 color gradient. Actually, let me get the logo text. Here it is. Okay, so if we add this here, listen, let me delete this. We go to effects and presets and type in 4 color gradient, which is only gonna pop up if you add that little dash right there. Low-key dumb, but whatever. We add this to our text or logo, whatever. And as you can see, we have these 4 points, which are fully customizable, and we can just move them around. Technically, even if we wanted 3, we could just move this one over here. And if we look at the colors, we'll see that we have yellow, orangey, and like purple pinkish. So we have yellow over here. Orangey naturally happens because of this pink, which actually let's go more towards the red. And then for the blue, let's change it to like pink. Instagram. Even if you did want to add the 4th one, which he's lonely over here, we can scoot his brothers, bring them in, and let's change that color to purple. And look at that, Instagram. Bro, this 4-color gradient thing comes in so clutch with so many things. If we make a shape layer, let's go like this. We can also add this to that. Maybe it looks okay. I don't know why they went up there, but basically look at this. And you could just move them around. Like, bro, that's so tough. And besides this 4-color gradient, you wouldn't be able to create this with anything else this easy. So that's why this effect had to make it to this list. It's just tough. Tough points out of 5. I'll give this a 5. Next effect is deep glow. Now, we all know glows, right? There's so many out there, but most of them look cheap, which if you're trying to make your edits look like quality, you don't want to use a cheap glow. So deep glow is probably, in my opinion, the best glow out there. So if we add it, okay, that's a little bit too bright. Let's bring it down a little bit. Look at that. But you can also change the radius of how much like it expands or whatever. Obviously how much glow. And this looks kind of mid, not gonna lie. Now that I look at it, it looks kind of mid. Let's add some text. Let's add deep glow. Let's increase it a little bit more. And that looks so tough. Only thing that I would tell you is be careful if you're using a solid background color, because you probably can't tell from here, but there's a banding going on. If you don't know what banding is, it's basically these lines right here, and they appear with glows and blurs, and they make your edits look kind of cheap. So be careful where you're using glow on. I see a lot of people using glow just on a black background, which it looks cool when you're editing, but once you post it on Instagram, it looks like straight up dookie, not gonna lie, and it kills your video. So even though glow is making it to this list, I would be cautious a little bit. And another thing, don't add glow to every single thing, bro. This should be an effect that you pull out here and there for certain occasions, and you cannot just add it everywhere. Next effect is shape layer circle pop. Yes, I made up that name. I made this animation for one of my students, and as you can see, it has this little like shape layer circle pop, and it looks pretty nice, right? Zoom, zoom. Technically, this isn't an effect. It's more of like a transition. Not really, actually. It is kind of an effect, but it's not like a drag and drop type of effect. First, you're going to want to make a shape layer, which you would go to layer, new, shape layer. And then we're going to want to use the ellipse tool, which you just hold on here and you can select you want the ellipse tool. And now we're going to make a circle. Now you're probably going to go like this. Now you can try and make like a perfect circle, but you're never going to get a perfect circle. So instead, you want to make a shape layer, and we're going to drag like this. We're going to press shift to make it a perfect circle, and then control to center it. We're going to keep it like this. And now on the stroke right here, this is where you basically change the size that you want it. Let's keep it like this. And now we're going to use 4 keyframes, which is going to be scale. We make a keyframe, and opacity. We make a keyframe. We press U, and now we can see our keyframes. We drag it over here. And now we want the scale to go all the way like that, and then we bring the opacity to 0. And actually at the scale, you want the first keyframe to be 0, so it actually comes up, as you can see. And I mean, I guess you can keep it like this, but I like to add a little grab to it. Boom, that looks pretty nice. Obviously, if you wanted to go slower, you can just drag these more to the right and it'll go slower, but I want them like this. And then what I like to do, you can keep it like this, but what I did on the video was duplicate this, bring it up a little bit, and then maybe change the stroke. Maybe we make it like a little bit thicker. And now look, okay, maybe we bring it like this, and boom, maybe a little bit closer, and boom. And now we can just cut it where we don't need it, delete this, and now we have this, right? I would select them again, turn on motion blur so it looks a little bit more smoother now, and pre-compose. Which, by the way, I know there's probably going to be some beginners and you're like, I don't have this. This is my tool, right? So you're not going to have this. So if you want to pre-compose, you right click here, go to pre-compose, click right here, and you press OK. Basically what pre-compose does, it just basically groups your stuff. Anyway, so now we have this right here. Boom. Now there's a lot of motion blur just because mine is pretty fast, but you can do it whatever you... Oh, it looks like Target. Anyways, if you want to change the color, you can add fill, and then you can change the color to whatever color you want. Let's go with like orange. And now we got this. And now obviously you're going to want this to be under whatever you're doing. So it's going to go like doom, but obviously it should actually be like around right here. So it goes like choom. That looks so tough. And how I managed to do the other one where it basically goes like in, this one right here, I basically just reuse this one. So you would duplicate it, Control Alt T, cut this little last part, and then just swap these keyframes. So you're basically just making it go backwards. And I like to pre-compose it again for no reason. And then zoom, shove it over here. Actually, towards the end, it would be like right here. And then you time it pretty nicely. Now, if you play it, look at that. That looks tough. Maybe you can change this color with fill to whatever you want. Let's choose this same blue one. And then boom, pretty tough. Next effect is grid. Bro, grid is so underrated. I don't even know if people use it. So one use for grid is actually making a solid. It doesn't even matter what color it is because grid changes it. So we add it here. And as you can see, we have like a grid, which we can make it smaller. We change the color to black, press OK, and then we change the blending mode. Technically, yes, you can use the blending mode right here, but I like to use the After Effects blending modes. And instead of going to blending mode and just selecting here, seeing if it goes, and then going back, blending mode, all you have to do is just press shift and press plus on your keyboard, and then just keep tapping, and they're going to be changing. As you can see, this one's pretty good. And basically, you want to go with something that like is not too noticeable. So like this is pretty good. And I'm not sure if you can already tell where we're going, but we're going to zoom in a little bit. You see how they're too perfect? That's not good. So we're going to add some blur. You can add Gaussian blur by typing it over here. And maybe let's put 3. Yeah, that's pretty good. We go back, we go to opacity, and now we just bring this slightly down. And as you can see, it kind of looks like a TV type of like digital screen or whatever you want to call it. I've used this for a bunch of my stuff. As you can see right here, they look great. I've never really given this sauce out, but hey, your boy's back and I think y'all miss me. So yeah, there's so many more uses to this, which I'm going to gatekeep those actually. I'm just playing. Maybe on a different video I'll cover them. I just, you know, this is a great effect right here. Next effect, which is not an effect, is more of like animation-ish. We got bouncing stuff. Y'all pretty much see this everywhere on Instagram. I mean, a lot of my edits have bouncing stuff on it, especially like my Apple style UI ones, which those SAS explainers are getting really popular, and a lot of them have the bounciness. So here shortly, I'm going to teach you how to do it. Maybe I'll make a full-on tutorial and get more specific to this, but basically a lot of people use this plugin called Bouncer, which is free. You can go get it for free. This is not sponsored. Anyways, you can use this with shape layers, with an image, with text. We're going to use this emoji. Anyway, so to make anything bounce, all you have to do is either use scale, position, or rotation. Let's say we want this to bounce like boing, 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 boing. We can do that. All you have to do is create a keyframe. Let's bring this to the front. Let me do this. And then either you want to go down or up. It doesn't really matter. So let's just scale it down. We're going to grab these. And on bouncer, you just want to change it to scale and then bounce it. Hey, and if we play it, we get this. Pretty nice. Also, you have this expression, which is overshoot and bounce back, which you can do whichever you want. Bounce back is also pretty cool, which kind of does it more of like a basketball. You see? And then we can also do position. So it will be the same process. You can either go up or down or from the side, whichever you want. For this case, let's go up, and then we grab this, and then you change it to position, and then you bounce it. And now if you play it, it's bouncing. Same rules go with rotation as well. If you want to rotate it slightly like this, you can do the same thing. Bounce it. And there you go. I did forget to put it on rotation. So whatever you're using, just make sure to change it on here. And like I said, you can use this with text, shape layers, and anything you want. And last but not least, we got number counter. Yes, I know the video is coming to an end, but hey, give this video a like, subscribe, and I promise y'all, I'll be more consistent. Anyways, number counter, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. It's a number counter, which I've used this effect for so many edits, and it makes everything look so tough, and it makes your edits feel more expensive, like 10 times more expensive. And it's so easy, and you guys are lucky because if you're still watching this video, you're actually going to get my preset for free. Okay, so to use my number counter preset, all you have to do is just make a 0. It doesn't even matter what you make, right? Obviously, you can change the color to whatever you want. Let's actually make this a little bit bigger. And if you search up one number count animation, which if you go to my description, you can go download it. Obviously, you still have to install it, which you can look up a tutorial for that. Anyways, once you have the preset, you want to add it to your text. And something changed, which actually, let's center this back. But something changed. As you can see, we have a slider control, which I make this so easy for you. All you have to do is just create a keyframe, go wherever you want. And if you increase this, as you can see, number counter, and you just play it, and look at that, so tough. Basically, you can go up to like any number you want. I believe it does stop at 1 million. Forgot a 0. But let's be real, you're probably not going to have a counter that goes up to 1 million. Even if you do, or you want to put like 10 million, 50 million, I'm going to show you something cool. So let's actually bring this back to 1. And if we click on the text, press U twice, you'll see that we have the expression right here, which we have a prefix and a suffix. Prefix means whatever you add here is going to add it to the left. So let's say we want this to be a money counter. We add the money sign. We just click over here or whatever. And look at that. So now if we move this, as you can see, now it's counting money. Pretty cool. Now, another cool thing about this is if you click on the text, press U twice, go back on this expression, we have the suffix, which the suffix is something that goes after. So maybe you can add an M. Click over here. And as you can see,
now you're a millionaire.
But you see, that's kind of tough. And this is the main reason, I guess, why it stops at 1 million, because technically you could just put the M. And then now we are at 369 million. Or maybe you can go up to 6, 7. Anyways, that's gonna wrap it up. We're closing this one with the freebie. So if you want to go download it for yourself for free, go ahead, link in description. And now that we're talking about a link in description, if you guys didn't know, I'm also a teacher. Technically, this whole video was a teaching lesson. And if you want to get better at video editing and land high paying clients like my students here, I actually offer a one-on-one mentorship. I don't really promote it on here, but you know, if you're interested, link will also be in the description. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're new and you liked this video, hit that subscribe button. And for everyone, even if you're not subscribed or you are, like this video. No, I'm just playing. Obviously, y'all don't have to like the video. I mean, if you're still watching, you probably enjoyed the video. So you probably should like it, not gonna lie. That's all I'm saying. If I see like a bajillion likes on this, it's gonna motivate me and I'm gonna be like, maybe I should make more videos. All right, guys. I'm gonna wrap it up here. I've just been yapping. I'll see you guys on the next video and peace out for now. Deuces.